everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Whether you are a new here or a returning subscriber, I'm thrilled to have you join me today. In this video, we are diving deep into one of the most powerful and game-changing features of Next.js, which we call parallel routes. Now, if you have been exploring the latest advancement in Next.js or building complex dynamic web application, you might have heard about this feature. But what reality are parallel route and how you can then supercharge your development video. By the end of this video, you will not only understand the concept of but also take it in action with a practical example that you can implement in your own project. So whether you are a beginner looking to level up your skills or an experienced developer wanting to stay ahead of this video is for you. Let's get started. So first of all, let's understand what is parallel route in Next.js application. So here we discuss some points under the parallel routes while we're talking about in Next.js. First is what they are, how to set up them, and why they are super useful when building complex user interface. First of all, we pick a topic with the title that what they are basically. What is parallel route in Next.js? So here is a definition for parallel route. That what are parallel route in Next.js? So parallel routing is an advanced routing mechanism that let us render multiple pages simultaneously within the same layout. It means that you have the same layout, but all the pages render multiple data is coming from the material page on the single same layout page. To implement this scenario, I just move on to the other page. So here you can see that if we have a scenario here in which we are visiting the local 3000 plus dashboard, and inside this dashboard it consists of various number of components like header, footer, notification, user analytics, and revenue matrices and dashboard. So if we go with the traditional method, which is a component based method, so here on the dashboard you can see that we can create three components: one for user analytics, second for revenue matrix, and third for the notification. If we go by the traditional method, then we can create a three component and call them in the layout.tsx inside the dashboard within the app folder. So let's do this, and I will show you how after that we can implement that parallel route in this example. Let's move on to the Visual Studio Code. So here you can see that we already have a dashboard over here, but we can build a separate dashboard. So I give it a name. We can create a new folder with the name complex folder, not inside dashboard. We want to create a separate folder for it. So let's click on the app folder, and we can create a new folder inside app, which is a complex dashboard. And inside complex dashboard, we have two files: one for the layout.tsx file and second for the page.tsx file. So let's create a page export default function for page.tsx file. So these are the simple page.tsx file which contain the simple data. By displaying only the h1 tag, we can create a function like we can take it as a complex dashboard page, and it is a function, and it will return a h1 tag, returning a text with the name complex dashboard. Okay. Now this is the simple page.tsx in which we are creating the complex dashboard page. And inside this we have h1 tag which will be returned by this particular page.tsx and called inside the layout.tsx file. So now we move on to the layout.tsx file. So for this we have a code inbuilt. So here you can see that currently we don't have any path, so it will give you an error. Just for your understanding, I just copy it and try to see you that with the traditional code, if we already have a complete dashboard layout, and in that layout we have already taught that we have three user component. If we go for the traditional component based architecture, then we have to create the three component. First is the user analytics, second revenue matrix, and third for the notification. So we have to create separate component for this and call this component within the layout.tsx file, which will be the common file for the complex layout dashboard. So this is the traditional approach. If we go for the component based architecture, now this same can be achieved with the help of parallel out in Next.js application. So we need to, so we see that in, so let's try to let's implement that, how to set them. We need to understand first of all that. So let's move on to the slide. So, till now we have discussed about the traditional method of implementing component through by creating a different component like user analytics, revenue metrics, and notification. Now, if we go with the by defining the parallel route in our existing application, we need to set up them. So there are some steps we need to follow to set up them. So let's discuss that. So here you can see that we have number of points. First of all, how to set up the parallel route. First of all, parallel routes in Next.js are defined within a feature known as slots. Okay. After that, slots help organize content in a modular way. To create a slot, we use a folder naming convention, and each defined slot automatically becomes a prop in its corresponding layout.tsx file. So, by only reading this, you are not able to understand. Let try discuss this on the Visual Studio Code. So before this, you can keep that we can create it like this: @notification page.tsx revenue by creating because we have to follow because in order to create a float, we need to use the before the folder name, so that it automatically becomes the prop of the on the net corresponding layout.tsx. So here we already have about 3 component. If we don't want to create component, we now creating a parallel route for this. In this, we need to keep the naming convention to create a parallel route. For this, we have to provide a in the folder name before the notification or revenue or users. So let's create this and let's move on to the Visual Studio Code. So here you can see that we have the layout.tsx file. So before this, we need to create 3 slots for this. Okay, now first we create a new folder and folder name with the name notification. Notification entire it is notifications, not notification. And entire we have a page.tsx, and entire page we have the export default function with the name notification, and it simply return an h1 tag with the name notification. Now we also have to create users and revenue matrices. Let's create a new folder in the revenue, and inside revenue we have to create a page.tsx, and we can copy this function from here and copy this function to page.tsx, and we give it a name revenue matrices. Revenue matrix, and inside this we can also write it revenue matrices. So out of 3, 2 have already been created. So let's create the for the users analytics also. For that we can create a new folder users name, and inside that page.tsx, and we can paste it to code over here. We can write it as user analytics, and we can write user analytics over here. Okay, now all the three slot has been created for creating the parallel routes. Now let's move on to the layout.tsx. So as you all know that when we declare these slots act as a layout for the it becomes a prop as a layout. It becomes a props for the layout.tsx. So we need to call users. Need to import the users. I think user analytics. It becomes user. It becomes users. Then we have the revenue, and we have the notification. After that, we have also the 3 done for this. So we need to keep this user over here, revenue, and notification. Here you can see that act as a props. Now we can update this particular code over here. Now we can remove this particular thing and copy this code to after children. So I think some div has been missing over here. One div has been missed in this code. Now as you can see, we have called that floats in this layout.tsx on this file. So I hope you easily understand how we can establish or set up the route for this particular Next.js application for the handling parallel route. For this, let's also create a new card, wrap the card in the wrap in order to view it visually. So let's create a component. Inside component we can create a card.tsx and paste our code over here. Now after this, inside our complex dashboard, we can call this particular card import over here. So we can import and insert this. We can write as import card component, and we can mark it card. So this component will be included in the card. So we will do same for the revenue and the users. We can import, we can call, paste it over here, and card. We can type it card over here. We have the card in the card style so that it can be viewed beautifully. UI look good. We can include that this particular card. We can import that component enter this. So in the page.tsx also we can do, and after that we can run our application. So we can post it card, and after that we can card that. How save it? Let's run this particular application, see how things work over here. So now we can visit complex dashboard over here, and you can see a layout. So here you can see a complex dashboard, user analytics, notification, and revenue metrics, as I have shown you on the slide. So this is how you can implement multiple parallel route in particular Next.js application. So in this you can see that our layout.tsx, if you visit /user, you will find a 404 page not found. You are not able to see the user analytics over there because because it is treated as, because it will be random inside the page.tsx, where inside the layout.tsx, so children will be as a template over here, and all the things will be seen over here. So this is how you can see how the parallel route can be set in this particular Next.js application. So now let's understand some parallel route use case. So what are the use cases in which the parallel route will be used in Next.js application? First of all, we will say that we already done a small example that dashboard with the multiple section will be used with the help of parallel route over there. Then we have the split view interfaces and multiple pan layout, in which we have different layout over the multiple pan, different pan on the same page, and the complex admin interface. After that, we see what are the parallel route benefit over it. So parallel route benefits are the great for splitting a layout into manageable route, independent route handling, and sub navigation. So parallel route in Next.js unlock a powerful way to build dynamic, modular, and efficient user interfaces by allowing multiple routes to render simultaneously. They enable developer to create seamless multi-phase experience without compromising performance or scalability. Whether you are building a dashboard, complex layout, or feature-rich application, parallel route empower you to structure your app in a clean and manageable way. So go ahead, experimenting with parallel route in your Next.js project and take your web development skill to the next level.